could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind, and though I know that there is nothing to find.
Hey sweet friends, my name is Angie and welcome to the Bumblebee Farmhouse. In today's video I have a kitchen tour of our newly renovated kitchen, and then I will also be getting into the details of the kitchen of what we did, and I will also be showing you guys some footage of the work that we did on it. So I'll be showing you clips of the before, the after, the during of all of the chaos and mess. So let's go ahead and get into this kitchen tour portion first.
See how you've grown while you roam in the streets all alone. And all you can see, thinking about what your life came to be. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night. You can't put up a fight in the misty light. Try to live another day like the mothers of Brazil find their way. We're all on our own.
I like to call this area my little kitchen cookbook nook that's in the hallway right off the kitchen. And then we did turn this coat closet into a pantry, a functional pantry, which is really nice to have right off of the kitchen.
And you can't put up a fight in the misty light.
And I wanted to add lots of glass cabinet doors with beautiful blue floral wallpaper to line the backs, just to give it a pop of color and make the kitchen look confident. Hey guys, welcome back to the Bumblebee Farmhouse, a place where I hope that you can find a little bit of inspiration to make your house a home sweet home. In today's video, we are going to be doing the kitchen home tour. Just the kitchen tour. But I've really been wanting to do this. I just wanted to wait until everything was done, or at least almost everything. I'm going to show you some clips that I have from my phone from 5 years ago when the house was still on the market and we were trying to buy it. We were in the process of viewing it and purchasing it. And you guys, when I saw this home, Danny absolutely fell in love with it. He fell in love with it. I, however, on the other hand, was kind of unsure. I thought it was a really, really nice home with a really big property, but I knew it was going to be a lot of work. And I did come around to it because I was able to envision it in a certain way. And when I saw it in that way, I was like, I can make this our home sweet home. I feel like when you see something and you can envision it in investing in it and fixing it up and working on it, then I think it's totally worth it and totally doable. And that's how I felt when we saw this house. Probably like within 10 to 15 minutes of the viewing, of the showing, he was like hooked right away. He was like, this is our house. I, on the other hand, was not sure, but I did know that this house did need some cosmetic work, and it had really good bones, but there were some things that I wanted to change. And one of the things being was the kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home for me. I love to cook. I love to bake. I love being in the kitchen. I am a cook. I am a baker. I'm a chef, home cook chef, whatever you want to call it. And I love to make my husband happy and friends and family happy with food, and myself with food, because I love food too. I mean, I don't know who doesn't love food. So we started with this kitchen renovation kind of like after the first year we bought the house. We started with painting the cabinets. The cabinets were like a walnut kind of, or like a champagne oak. Looks very 80s, and nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't my style, and we had that in our last house, and I ended up painting those cabinets too. So you guys, I am pretty experienced in painting the kitchen cabinets and changing things out. So the first thing that we did to the kitchen was we changed one of the light fixtures. We put this beautiful pendant gold chandelier. It looks like candelabras. It's really pretty. I was able to purchase this at World Market, and I actually purchased this when we were under contract with the house. So I kind of knew, my mind was already going, and it had like this vision, and I was already seeing what I wanted to do with the home. So that was like the first step. I just kind of already knew. So we changed out that first light. I got some beautiful artwork, the big cow that you guys have seen in my kitchen so many times. And then the year after we did that, we went ahead and painted the kitchen cabinets white. I wanted the brightest white I could find to brighten up the space, because our kitchen is not massive. It is decent, but it is not massive. So we went ahead and sanded and painted the kitchen cabinets. And then with that came a year later, we did the, what do you call it? The tile backsplash. And I just wanted something simple that would not go out of style in a long time, something very neutral. So we just went with a basic white subway tile, because I've made the mistake in my last house of doing something a little bit too trendy. And yes, white subway tile can be trendy, but it's also extremely neutral. So we went with the subway white tile, and we just did a basic, like muted kind of gray grouting. We didn't want to do black and white, anything too bold. We wanted it noticeable, but not too noticeable, I guess you can say. So we did that. And then we did change out and add hardware to the cabinets. So the kitchen kind of started happening in steps. We didn't, you know, just do everything in 1 year. So we did that. And then about a year later, I asked for a gas line. We had an electric stove. I don't think that there's anything wrong with having an electric stove. I prefer to cook our food over fire. So Danny did this all on himself, like by himself. I was called Danny MacGyver, because I feel like he can do almost anything. So he actually brought the gas line in and put a gas line into the kitchen, and we sold the electric stove, and we got a KitchenAid gas stove, which was such a nice, really nice treat to get the gas stove in the house. And so that was like a really big step into getting the kitchen the way that I wanted it, having a gas stove. But I could not stand the placement of the gas stove at all. It is one thing that just really bothered me. I just couldn't, it had no counter space around the stove to cook, and I am a cook, I'm a baker. I need my tools next to me. So I had my tools on the one side of the kitchen, and all my pots and pans and everything, and then I had like a 2-foot workspace where I was cooking, and that just wasn't gonna cut it for me. So I lived with it for a while, and I put like a little kitchen cart next to the stove, and I put all my tools on there, and that helped. It did help. So then that following year, so this is about the 3rd year, we decided to get rid of our kitchen table. We had like a small little farmhouse table in our kitchen where we would sit and have our breakfast. And so we got rid of that, and we put a huge kitchen island. Now, usually a kitchen island is in the middle of the kitchen, but I don't have the proper layout for that or proper space. So we put the kitchen island where the table would be, and that actually helped a lot, because it gave me 4 new cabinets and 3 big drawers to store a lot of my cooking and baking tools. But yet we made it so that there was like a lip coming out from the countertop where we could put stools all the way around and sit comfortably. You could easily fit 6 to 7 people around the kitchen counter, around the kitchen island with stools. And if you wanted to add extra, you could probably fit around 10 on this. So if you were having like a big get together, you could fit a lot of people around this kitchen island. But I love having it for baking. I'll put my kitchen mixer on here and I will bake, and I love having like a really big surface where I can roll up dough and just prep, and it's just wonderful. So we had a kitchen table, but the height was low. So this is counter height, which makes a big difference when you're standing up and you're baking and rolling out dough and cooking and prepping and all of that. So that was like, I think the 3rd year, that was what we did. The 4th year, I don't think we did anything to the kitchen. Oh, no, that's not true. Danny made me a built-in bookcase, which is like a built-in hutch. So we bought like this basic bookcase that we knew was gonna fit. There's like this weird cutout in the wall. And so he put me this bookcase, and then we trimmed it off, and I love it. I put all my really cute farmhouse decor, whoops, that's my phone. I put all of my really cute farmhouse decor on there, which I absolutely love. So we did that, and then he did put me a barn wood shelf above the cow picture where I can put my cute decor up as well on there. And then, like, I've changed curtains throughout the seasons. But this year is our 5th year in this house. We are celebrating year 5 in 1 week. On June 28th, we had moved into this house 5 years ago. So by the time this airs, it'll be exactly 5 years that we are in this home. Time goes by so fast, and this year was the year where I was like, we are going to finish. I forgot to mention that I did get a beautiful pendant, and I put that, we have like a boob light in the kitchen. That's what they call them, boob lights. I don't know. They're like these circular, you know what I'm talking about. So we got rid of that light, and that's where the stove was, and I put this beautiful like rustic farmhouse pendant over there, and that really made me happy too. All the changes that we have done have made me happy. We put a pendant above the sink on year 3 as well. Okay, so now we're going back. Those lights were year 3. Now we're going to year 5, which is now present day. And you guys, the kitchen was getting on my nerves. And I know, like, I still had a beautiful kitchen, but I wanted it to be functional. I wanted it to be very functional. And that was super important to me. So we extended the gas line, and we swapped the places of the refrigerator and the gas line. This was a really big project because we had to unscrew a section of the cabinets to get the stove to fit properly where the fridge was. The space was too big. Well, when you start doing projects, you also open up a can of worms. This is how it goes every time we've done a project or we've done repairs on a car or whatnot. And what happened is the old owners, when they did their kitchen, they cut into the floor to put the cabinets. It's really weird, like a 1/4 inch. So we had to cut into the floor, shift the bottom cabinets, because you couldn't like lay new floor and then the one section of cabinets would be higher than the others. It was just like, oh, we have to cut into the floor. So we went out, we bought a specialty saw, we cut into the floor, we unscrewed the cabinets, we shifted the cabinets so it lay flush with the stove, and now it looks great. But then I wanted glass cabinets as well, so I replaced some of the cabinets and some of just the cabinet doors, which I was able to do just to find the cabinet doors. But one section I did have to replace and just get all new cabinets so that the doors could fit, because they weren't custom made doors, they were bought doors, store bought, like they were already ready at the store, which was a blessing, because you can cut on the price. Like, I would say you're paying a fraction of the price if they have the glass doors in stock versus getting them custom made. You're looking at a difference between $100 to $150 per glass door versus $300 to $900 for a glass door. So you're looking at that difference. And so we were able to do the glass doors on a budget, and then the cabinets that had the glass doors, I wallpapered behind them. That was like a really big deal. I wanted this blue floral wallpaper, and it's contact paper, so I could change it out if I ever get sick of it. But I do love blue and white for the kitchen theme. And then the last piece, one of the last pieces was to get a new sink. So we got a big metal tub sink. We got a really big metal tub sink, and then we got beautiful copper faucets, which are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna be showing them to you guys. So beautiful. I was able to pick all of this out on my own. This is all of my own design touches. What I saw fit, what I saw beautiful, and what I knew would flow into our kitchen. This was all my vision. Danny let me have it, and I'm really glad that he did that because he trusted me with my vision. Did he question it sometimes? Yes. Did we bicker sometimes? Absolutely, we've bickered. And, you know, we were just trying to get it right. And, you know, it was a matter of I'm right, no, you're right. And when you're doing the project yourselves, you're going to come across a lot of obstacles. And not only that, but just unnecessary bickering, which is something that kind of happened. I'm not gonna lie, like it's not easy to work when the one person thinks that they're wrong or right, but I knew where my vision was going and I knew where I was going with it and what I wanted from it. And that was so important that it came to life. And the copper faucets in the big tub, it was pricey. It could have been worse. I could have gone with the copper tub and that would have been like ridiculously expensive, but yes, it was pricey, but was it worth it? Absolutely. It is so beautiful. I love looking at the copper finishes. So we got the water spigot and then like the big gooseneck, swan neck sink. I love it. They're both copper. We kept the greenhouse window. We did not change that. And then we did get a new fridge because I like the fridge that we had, but the fridge that we had, it was really, really big for this kitchen space. So we didn't purchase that fridge. It came with the house and it's an LG and it's a really nice fridge. And we ended up keeping that fridge. I cleaned it up. We put it in the office where we can store drinks. Because the new fridge that we got, it's a lot smaller. It's counter depth and it's a side by side, which is what I wanted. I feel like it's definitely more organized than, let's say, a French door, and our other fridge is a French door. So we do have both the best worlds, and we did put the other fridge in the office and it's fine there. It fit in there fine. And I actually love having the extra fridge and space for like drinks or whatever it is that, you know, we want to have. We had to get a few new cabinets, shave down a few cabinets, take off some trim. I still have to do some paint touch up, which I will probably do this fall. I still have to buy the paint touch up. So if you guys see some spots that need touching up with paint, it's because I haven't touched it up yet, but I did want to do the reveal. There is one more piece to this that I have not done yet, and it is like a vision that I have, and I would absolutely love to do it probably by late summer, early fall. I'm hoping I have it on a list of things to do, but what I'd want to do is the wall where the big cow is. I'm going to get brick paneling, and I'm going to have Danny staple it or nail gun it and glue it to the wall. And then I want to take plaster and do a German schmear technique where it's like all rustic white, but you can see little bits of red brick popping out and there's like texture to it. So that's what I want to do to that wall. And I think that's gonna look so pretty. So I do have some more visions to finish it off. But after that wall is done, I think that's probably gonna be it for the kitchen. I did put a little, my little farmhouse table back in the middle just to have for spices and food prep, just to have that table between the sink and the stove in the middle, just to hold things, you know, and it's come very handy. I would say this kitchen probably cost us from start to finish from when we bought it, when we first started. Now this is us doing all the work ourselves. If you were to contract somebody to paint the kitchen cabinets for you, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000. So we did all of that work. Danny brought in the gas lines. That's, you know, you're looking at another $500 to $1,000 just depending on the estimates that you get. You know, like new appliances. We did get a new dishwasher. I'm sorry, I forgot to put that in there. We got a Bosch dishwasher. I would say 2 years ago, our dishwasher, it was during COVID. It was during then, and that was the only thing that was available that we can get at Best Buy, and I'm actually really happy with it. Bosch is one of the more top of the line things. So after everything has been said and done, this kitchen renovation, with us doing all the works, we've connected everything ourselves and painted and refaced and resurfaced, and Danny did all the sinks, and you know, the materials do cost a lot of money. I would say this kitchen probably cost us, I would say probably around $8,000 with all of the appliances. The only appliance that we have not changed out yet is the microwave above the stove, and it's just basic white, and I'm not looking to replace it until it, knock on wood, whenever that'll happen, when that breaks down. And if it doesn't break down, then I'm just gonna keep it, because everything is an expense. But I mean, he built and trimmed out the bookshelf, and he put the shelves above the picture, and we installed the doors, and he even put soft close hinges on the cabinet doors for me, which was super nice. And you know, we had to spend about $600 in new cabinets and about $400 or $500 in the doors, about $500, and you know, everything adds up. So I would say it was probably closer to the $8,000 mark to fix the kitchen that we wanted. We tried to reuse as much as material as we could. Like, I wasn't going to go out and buy all brand new kitchen cabinets, just what I needed to fit those glass doors or above the microwave. When you start taking things apart, you start finding a lot of things wrong that need to be fixed, and that is another expense. So we did it all on a budget. We're really happy with the outcome. I think more happy. I think he would have been fine with the kitchen the day that we bought it. But my motto is if we're gonna spend money on this house and, you know, put our hard-earned dollars into it, it should be made the way that we want it. And if we both loved it the way it was, then that would have been a different story and we would have kept it. But I needed a functional kitchen, but not just functional, but beautiful. And I like to see things, and when I see potential and beauty in it, I jump on it. I know what to do. I know how to go about it. I'll research it. And my partner, Danny, he's very handy. So I have the vision and he has the skill, and I assist him during that skill. I do it, you know, lift things, rip things out, tear things down, whatever he needs me to do. But like, obviously I didn't know how to add gas lines to the house. Those are things that I had to leave up to him. He added a water line for the fridge, because now we have a water and ice maker in this refrigerator. He did the sinks the one day, and that was a lot of work. The previous owners glued the other sink down to the countertop. We reused the countertops. We did not change those out because they were in good shape and they're neutral. So we just left that alone. Like, again, like I said, we try to do everything on a budget. If we had gotten new cabinets and like all new cabinets and all new countertops, you know, you're probably looking at another $10,000 to $15,000. So we really tried to do it the best that we could on a budget by changing out the light fixtures, by changing out all the appliances, by changing out the sinks and the faucets, you know, by adding glass cabinet doors and wallpaper, tile backsplash, adding a built-in hutch into the kitchen. That was like a really big deal. So we really did try to make it our own, the best that we could. So that's, I mean, pretty much everything that we've done on this kitchen remodel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe to my channel. You guys, I'd love to see you stick around. I'd love to get to know you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kitchen tour and the before and the after and all the love that was put into it and all the thought that was put into it. I always say, like, we did the same thing in our last house. We did it in this house. And when it's time to leave this house, whenever that is, I think whatever I touch, the new people get something lovely to enjoy. At least that's what I think anyway. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you got a little bit of inspiration to make your house a home sweet home. And remember, friends, as Dorothy Gill once said, there's no place like home. That's right, friends. Home sweet home. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.